OBS is throwing curveball after curveball. We're almost there. Close. Of course this one works. Okay. This is not what I had hoped for by any means, but here we are all the same. Ooh, actually, I want to see if I can grab this here matchup, stick it in OBS. We could just... We can make it work. Okay. Let's get this kicked off. Sorry, Dojo was on Discord. I got a little bit distracted. Had to set everything up quite literally last second. Yeah, not a whole lot to take away from Discord there. It was just more of a fun hangout, but still nice all the same. We got some QL requests. I didn't get to think to ask about like a character downgrade option, but he did mention mod loadouts, so possible signs of progress. We'll see. Time will tell. All right. Let's do this. So, I've been super excited for this season. You made sure to mention Gar rework. Did you see it? Yeah, I mean, Gar rework is very well possibly on the table now. Next week. I mean, not to overhype or anything, but there's a logic to it. I could see an angle, right? Especially, I think it's safe to assume that the touch-ups are going to be Mandalorian-sided. So, just to give context for people who might not know necessarily, going into this season, I had been doing everything I could. You know, we were getting our 4th Galactic Legend, getting all 4 ults. Going into this GAC lock, I was feeling good. We're almost to 25 plus speed mods. I was just feeling strong, so it was just like, all right, let's just lean all the way into this. I started dumping all of the remaining signal stash, just everything possible, relic material stash. I'm like out of bronziums in a really bad way now. I was just trying to make things spicy. That was the hope. That was the goal. Simple ask, right? And then this is how the matchmaking rewards me. Don't worry. There's even more layers here. If we scroll on down, we'll see his Watt isn't finished. His Hermit Yoda doesn't have it. Watt doesn't have it. Double G to ships doesn't have it. This is just a really disappointing example of matchmaking. The timing is ironic, but we can see very quickly here the whole reason for this coming about. And if you're thinking Zetas too, don't get it twisted. We have 40 more Zetas than him. 40. Which, you know, could point it to it being a younger account. But still, that is... Most of the time, when you see matchup discrepancies, usually I would assume that, like, oh, maybe they've just been a huge long-time player. They probably have, like, 160, 170 Zetas or something. No. We're ahead. This is purely just Relic 7s. And me being stingier on them. It's wild. And yeah, I guess just to put the full story on the screen... They actually have higher top 63 than I do, by, like, actually a fairly significant chunk. It's... Yeah. The rest of the week isn't going to be like this, although I had a feeling this was coming, I swear. I started playing Galaxy Heroes with the focus of being lean because I wanted to compete with the top people more quickly, so that meant just, like, throwing out all the bloat. The way the system works is... Lean doesn't make you more competitive, it just makes your opponents less competitive. And this is like the first time that I've actively tried to like push back against that, you know, rebel against it a little bit, just try to, I don't know, I would have fight people like in territory wars. I'm in like one of the top TW guilds in the game right now. We've taken down Maw 1, 2, 3. Paw Patrol is still beating us up, but like we're competitive, right? And like I'm very much in the mix there, getting some top offense banners, all of that stuff. And then in GAC, we're just I had like, not that it necessarily is a determining factor. Can I actually? Well, you can see it at the very top. Like I'm in terms of guild GP, and that, like the guild GP, I wouldn't say matters too much aside from resource income, guilds or raid accessibility. But like just in terms of the strategies that we're seeing, right? That's another advantage for me that I wish, to some degree, the matchmaking would keep in mind here, because I think it all kind of ties together. Not to say that it would be easy, but because, you know, game matchmaking typically has to look at like location, ping, packet loss, that whole sort of thing. We don't necessarily have to look forward to that here. This just feels like, obviously we're two extremes. Obviously, you know, he is what, almost 7 million GP, and we can actually just go in game 2. I get the feeling that this person just actively wants to avoid getting Galactic Legends for whatever reason, because, and let's just go to this here black screen. Behold. Oh, I bet this has to do with the frame rate reset. Here we go. Again, I want to make this clear. This isn't like bashing this person. People have the right to play the game however they want, but I think just in terms of like trying to understand why the matchmaking system might have broken down here, we can see like if we go to look at every single one of the Galactic Legends factions, like they absolutely had the resources to have potentially been able to grab at least one. I feel like from what they've been doing, arguably two. So this is clearly a choice on their part. But if this is a choice on their part, like they shouldn't. This type of matchup shouldn't be happening, because it's not. I would normally say this isn't that interesting for me. We'll get to what he posted on defense in a second, which would be kind of interesting. But then like because matchmaking for the most part is blind to mod quality as well, then like. We've got roster disparity, we got mod disparity, we got income disparity with our guilds being staggeringly different. It's just a complete mismatch across the board. This is the biggest mismatch I've ever seen, bar none, not even close. Anywhere that you could have a mismatch, we're there, right? So, yeah, I mean, yeah, for whatever reason that they made this choice, just to show full-fledged, like, they've got the Dooku Savages. Probably just the character that they like. But right, we can see like Sidious Gear 12, Maul Gear 12. I guess maybe like Jedi or Rebels. You see the old Ben. I already went to Rebels. Resistance. Their Resistance is extremely close. Do they have Jaws or anything like that? Really? Not really. Like someone asked about Tuskens. Nope, Tuskens are chill. Jaws, I believe, are fine as well. Okay, never. I didn't actually look before I said that. I checked Tuskens. Hey, what's up, Pink Flames? Actually, let's kind of just get into that, I guess. Yeah, the GP. The GP, I'm the underdog here, y'all. Keep that in mind. Yeah, so, I mean, this is what we're looking at. You see it's green, left side across the board for the most part. Our mods are just in a different league than them. Again, not even necessarily to shame them, but just disappointing that this is how it all begins. I guess, actually, we'll just sneak in here real quick. I'm trying to remember if I can remember who the 4GL person is. Nope. I'm not gonna. If I can't get it in one, then yeah. So most everyone in this bracket is 3. I didn't really see any familiar guild names either. So still kind of stuck in this bracket for the most part, unfortunately. We have one person who is like 7.2 million GP, but you can see for the most part, this weird like 7 million GP soft cap, whatever it is. Like, I would love to almost do a video or like a time lapse on this at some point. When I was about 4.5 to 5, we were routinely fighting people who were 1.4 to 1.7 higher. And for whatever reason, at this point, that has been shrinking and the game has been unwilling to give me higher opponents, despite the fact that like I'm checking my guildmates, I'm checking people around me. Top 80, top 65 wise, I'm pretty much there, right? The only stuff that we're missing are Zetas, which I think is going to be an annoying long-term, almost like a ring on a tree type mechanic, as well as, I guess, just Relic 7s. Yeah, what's up, Liam? Alright, let's get this party started then. So, ships. I don't know how ships factored into matchmaking. That was actually something that someone asked Doja today. Didn't see a definitive answer on that. I kind of had to piece out there at the last minute. So, I know I said that this was going to be the sadistic season, but there is another wrinkle that I think I'm going to try to fold in where we can, because I think it's going to be fun. So, we have this choice of, let's say, so you're thinking about match history, right? So in the past, literally every other match in the past, I have only thought about the opponent we're currently fighting, right? Pretty straightforward, just how do I beat this guy in front of me? Which I think is fine. But if we want to start becoming next level, I think on days like this, on days where we know we can take a W super easily, I think we need to start chucking curveballs into our match history in case we fight against people who would be looking for that and would potentially, you know, might read something extra into that. So, at least for today, I did get a little bit weird. We actually are fairly light on defense, but I think that's part of the mix-up. I said, like, wouldn't it be funny if I just chucks, like, the meta Jedi Arena team onto defense once, especially because this is day 1, week 1, so we get to week 2 and people check match history, assuming that they attack, which is the issue. This is the high risk, high reward of this play, because we have our offensive banners to worry about, but if this sticks into match history and it's there for someone to catch, I think it would be really funny. I think it'd be some good mind games. Obviously, you know, JKR lead is a very, very good banner lead, so it kind of hurt putting this on defense. It's also just not something I'm planning to do that often otherwise, especially not this team, but just like Jedi Master Luke in defense. So if we're just looking for mix-ups, I thought it'd be a good direction. Plus, going into today, there was actually, I think, a reasonable, I would say reasonable expectation that they might be auto-posting. So in my mind, it was like, okay, if we don't want to take too much of a hit on banners, potentially, let's try holding 3 gel on offense just for diversity and match history, but also would be nice to have if we get the read on that. Didn't exactly go that way. I guess also holding 3 GL only matters if they have GL getting auto posted, but it's in the past. We already did it. Anyway, we do have some spicy choices on their part. I didn't bother on the slides because this whole thing is crazy, just bizarre. It seems like we have a situation where they might have Archie supposed to hold the top zone. Oh, in 5v5, that's true. It isn't really about holding, though. Look, they could be in the bottom rear for all I care. It's not a team they're definitely not going to be able to clear it now. I believe, for the most part, they have posted everything that they have on defense. Seems to be the case. Amusingly, Revan was hidden because bounty hunters had more GP than Revan. It's just the life this dude is living. The Relegate Luke I actually kind of like, but I like it specifically for Chupio in some cases with the stat steal. Dude does not necessarily have that going on, so yeah, this is weird. We just have 3 Galactic Legends, he posted everything, but we're kind of just chilling regardless. Yeah, what's up, Gold Leader? Yeah. So if anything, it's just like a question of how do we want to optimize the most. We do have toys for days. Wait, this camera position is actually kind of sick for looking at the squad screen. Interesting. Not intentional. But we'll keep that in mind. So looking at what we've got, though, we do have Rebels on offense. That'll be a nice banner value add. We do have Imp Troopers, including a possible Gideon flex. Not Gideon. Don't remember where I finally clocked him. This remod was actually really stressful for me. So in the past 2 seasons, I got Bounty Hunters, Mon Mothma, Imp Troopers, Sith Eternal Emperor with Sith Assassin and Triumvirate, and some other stuff I'm forgetting already. Gideon, modding Gideon for Imp Troopers and separately combined was stressful. This is actually like one of the hardest remods I've ever done, because I still had my own concepts I wanted to try to apply as well, which I also avoided posting on defense today. Just, if we're going for diversity, right? So there's also another elephant in the room that I haven't actually talked about yet, which is, well, this is a bad one to start with because this is about the most normal we're gonna get. His modding is all over the place, so these matchups are not going to play normally. I actually have no idea what to expect here. Broken sets, mismatched primaries, and health potency. That's actually a fairly normal Bastila. Credit where it's due. But yeah, just like a 227 Bastila is actually kind of annoying. Like, this isn't how you do it, but slow tanky Bastila has actually kind of been coming into the meta lately. This isn't, like, it's a Relic 7, but, like, there's no crit avoid, there's not that much health stack, but it's still enough to make me think. So, I don't know, let's look at top. I mean, normally we go bottom rear, but we need to kind of decide where our Galactic Legends are going to go. I guess Sith Eternal Emperor should be pretty comfy against Revan, right? And in terms of the priority list, what this dude's got, Revan, CLS, Darth Revan are going to be, for the most part, the top of his tree, right? It's actually kind of a scary day since this dude like has Relic 7 and everything, that it might be a little bit hard for my Imp Troopers to get a first kill on something like this boss team. We could probably get... Boba is squishy enough as a base character that, like, even with Relic 7, I think we get that. Alright, let's just... I don't think we need Watt. They really aren't. This is such a low damage team. Ults can't be stopped by ability blocks, so we get that pretty much for free as well. Would be tragic if we lose this, but I think we should be fine. Now that we have the ultimate, this is kind of a nice way to bring him in. Let's just start off here. We just gotta have to do like a weird process of elimination type deal. Links right off the bat, I guess. Obviously you want to link Grandmaster Yoda. Even though his protection isn't that high, I feel like he's the only real source of damage here. That seems reasonable enough to me. Jolie is the fastest Jedi on this team. Alright, we're starting to get deceived out. This constant foresight spam is a little bit annoying. Okay, so the initial links have done most of their job. Revan's damage is actually kind of impressive here. I think I want to wait one turn before popping ult. We are just getting a little bit low. Not really. I guess we get some extra mastery for our troubles as well, so why the heck not? Just bulk up a little bit. If we do this right, we could get full banners in the process, so that probably should have been ult. It's the first time I've actually used this character with an ult, so I guess technically it's still true. Alright. What's up? How we doing? GK death, Yoda death. Yoda death we're plenty happy about. Let's just... So, what did we learn? Is there any real way, if that's gonna happen, to like... We maybe could have just chilled in earlier form for a little bit longer. I was thinking maybe get Link on Revan plus Grandmaster Yoda, and then we would start making our protection back. His health steal value is jacked enough. I fully expect that we'll get back to full health off of this. Yeah. We get a 63. I feel like that could have been a 64, but I wasn't expecting that all of them to die. They were all Relic 7. That's I guess Jolie's crit avoidance, with that stacking Relic 7 mastery. Eternal Emperor does have crit chance stacking as well. Yeah, I guess he was gonna crit and one-shot Jolie. That's fair enough. Ignores defense versus Jedi. Yeah, again, I have no bearing for this dude's damage output, because when you fight against the Eternal Emperor most of the time, you don't let him do that. That's the first time that I've actually had That's the first time I've used his ult, pretty much ever. So, like, we didn't really have that much damage either, right? 60 offense, but, like, a little bit of offense in the secondaries, a crit damage triangle, but, like, health in the primary here, a little bit of percent offense. 4% offense here, but for the most part. Yeah, I don't know, kind of interesting. That's the first time. First time for everything. We're learning. Alright, just in terms of, like, sheer value trade. Kylo solo against this team should be comfy, right? Vader's gonna drop the dots. There is, like, some slight chance that Corrupted Battle Meditation will increase Kylo a little bit. I guess it's a lot of damage? I mean... kinda? Eh? I don't know. This is weird. SOK against Luke would be nice. I guess Rey against Luke sounds comfier than SOK. Obviously, SOK wants that turn meter reduction, but I'm not sure. How does Rey favor here? It should be fine. We'll at least get 2 Whirlwinds off guaranteed. We'll get the heal immunity at 50% health. Bastila can't debuff us. This should be fine. Definitely not what I'm used to. So do we even bother casting this then? I feel like no. I guess we could just to get ourselves accelerating towards Whirlwind, but they're gonna do it for us anyway, right? Otherwise, we're just effectively cutting our own effective health. Good job, Vader. You're doing a great job, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. If we could kill him on basic before we even get to our first Whirlwind, that would be incredible. Maybe we should have ulted, actually. Ults? We don't actually want to ult until we can take 2 Whirlwinds, so this basic should kill him. This is actually, like, really, really sick. Nice Fear Lady. Okay. You're doing nothing. You're kind of doing nothing. You're also really doing nothing. Sure. I guess HK probably represented the most damage, but, let's grab some lifesteal while we can. There we go. Weird situation, like, we do want to end this with high health. Ideally 100% health, walk out with the 60 at 3. Which I guess means we aren't necessarily getting our next Whirlwind. I don't know what this ult does. Okay, it kills both of them. Fair enough. She wasn't really offense modded, so I wasn't sure if we could trust her to dish out enough against Relic 7. But of course it does. I mean, it's terror enough in 3v3. It might as well be even more terror with 2 people left. Okay. We should probably tackle the sisters down south before we use our last GL. Again, though, I can't really imagine what there would be left at this point that I would feel bad about fighting. It's just a question of how we want to do this. Wait, Relic Visage? Her mastery is dodge. That's actually a little bit annoying. My troopers are less than ideal, and I think at this point with sisters like these, I don't think the body even really matters that much. I think you can kind of just... She's getting Plague out. Visage is getting a little bit angry. I think my troopers go for a ride. Gas solo with 5s. Gas is on defense. It is the penalty I paid for trying to get to up to some shenanigans with the match history. Unfortunately, also, that means that we don't have Watt for Vader for weapon tech shenanigans. Is it actually fair to say that I would actually almost rather SLK the Night Sisters than Luke? We could Padme Luke, I think. Well... Or could we just Padme the Night Sisters? Probably. Not the best banners, but I guess it'd be bad banners either way. Just a good old-fashioned 55. I mean, if I really wanted to lean efficiency instead of just, like, messing with match history, then Padme should have been on defense. We do have Grievous on defense. We would have pulled everything banner producing to offense, but I think that this is just a fun experiment. I think it'd be really interesting to see if it does pull off some mind games later this season, if people just see it and just react weirdly, because it could force people to feel like they might have to draw Eternal Emperor to offense. Right? If they know that my Luke is always on offense, then I think we might always have to deal with Eternal Emperor on defense. Potentially, depending on their Sith Assassin and all of that type of stuff. Alright, not the best Padme modding. I actually downgraded this team a ton, like even GK. Oh god. This mod went on 70 seconds before a lock happened. Did not see the exact state of that mod when that happened. Don't worry about it. Like I said, this remod was stressful and I made some choices. Alright. Just for superstitious team placement reasons, we're supposed to do that, followed up by that, and then the rest doesn't really matter. What are a Jedi like? Is Cam gonna have a team? Some good old Bastille lead action? Okay, good enough. Don't know why I backed out of that. Yeah. Alright. It's also that's not exactly best practice for a capital ship action. You know what? It is what it is. But if we're going Courage Bombs, we actually could just focus down Daka first. I actually wasn't expecting Daka to get hit that hard by the Courage Zone. I thought I was expecting like 60%. I didn't even realize that this wasn't Acolyte. This is Initiate. Wait, what? I honestly, if I see not Speared here, my instant assumption is just always, this is just Acolyte cheese. Man, that took me a second to process. Wild. Okay, Zombie's not taunting, so we actually don't need to pop heal here. We lost the Courage sooner than I was hoping, so we do kind of just want to dunk on someone else, maybe. And we do have one Courage at least, so maybe not. What is this smooth rock? Like 80s rock sound? I don't think I've ever heard this song before. $15 Courage. Barris getting the hit in. It is Mother Talzin lead, so she's going to be a little bit annoying, but I don't think... And the only real stun that can land right now is on Barris. We're fine. Asajj is probably about to strip everyone's protection off. Was annoying timing. For whatever reason in Night Sisters, I always just keep doing this. I keep on jamming protection regen, and I'm almost positive that Asajj's Dispel cycle follows like right after like clockwork. I don't know for sure that we're at 55, but we're close. Again, God, I was like, yeah, we really need to stun Acolyte before it goes into stealth. Like, no, it's not. It's just not what it is today. Get some more shielding. I think this is 55. I don't think Anakin has it. I'm completely wrong. Okay. I was almost positive that we took some protection damage on everyone. Okay, so yeah. Falling with the trend, this is just, they posted everything that they had. Ooh, wait a minute. Hold up. Our Triumvirate is sick. Our Triumvirate is sicker than it's ever been, but it's also slower than it's ever been. But no, there's no way he's slower. Okay, what is even happening right now? 235, so we're actually slower still. I don't remember if I locked in with Trey Creative Vote or not. I was flip-flopping a lot on this. I did. Oh god, wait, is it just time? She has offense, which isn't really how it's supposed to go, but she's really 5. It's the best Triumvirate versus Geos I've ever had in my life. What if a Groove is playing? No BSF or EPBSF. Shot clones, but that is an awful feeling. That is not a fun matchup. Wouldn't exactly call it more fun against this, though, for the most part. I guess not terrible. It's workable. No, I wouldn't. So what are we doing? We could just CLS Mirror, I guess. Or we could do CLS against Grievous. Can go sideways. This is Jordica instead of Dude, so they don't really have staying power. Oh, we just been on the wrong mode. Sorry about that. Triumph plus Ron? Ah. No way. You kidding me? CG mods? I don't think CG... Like, okay. Science time. What's happening right now? If... God, I hope this isn't actually... Nah, we got hot utils. Yeah, CG is going to default to crit damage, right? Some real content. Well, are you not entertained by this here? Alright, I'm just going in. Look, if I'm gonna level up my Triumvirate, I'm gonna experience the full power. This Trey Saber Toss is gonna be the sickest I've ever seen. Watch her actually die here because of how slow they are now. This will actually be tragic. Ah, see the immediate Scion hit. Look at this. How many debuffs? How much offense is this right now? I don't think this kills GBA. God, they're all Relic 7. This probably doesn't kill anyone. Hey! Okay. Close. It's actually not bad. That was a respectable showing. Yeah, I don't... No, okay, the reason why I didn't have Taunt is probably because Brute went right before us. So Brute defaults to doing the special first, and if Brute does his special before anyone else can cause him to taunt again, then Dude will not be taunting. Alright, goodbye. Look at that. Full protection on Treya. Who is this guy? After months and months of doing that with Gear 12 Treya, having a Treya that can actually dish bombs makes me happy. He's got doing more work than I thought on a Relic Scion. I mean, my Scion is built to be fairly tanky. My Scion actually isn't built for that matchup right now. I assume that he'll still have the mods on. I went with a different modding philosophy for Scion this time around. So, normally in this matchup, you want... Oh god, nope, get me... Nope, don't you even think about it. Wait, does it? Huh. Yeah, so normally... Triumvirate against Geos, you want a Hell Stack. In that case, because they are on pretty bad mods, like this is normally a setup that could get punished. I do think we actually do have some fairly sick mods, including, despite everything else, we have some nice extra % health in the secondaries to make up for it. I mean, what? 5, 6, 6. So we're basically already picking up a missing health. Total JML versus GG. Unless you can figure out how to revert this whole situation. Do I usually run Triumvirate with Sith Eternal Emperor? That's what I'm setting up to do. We have a really, really fast Sith Assassin. Wait, can we use that? Wait a minute. Are we just doing CLS Mirror? I guess. Wait, no, we have a Kylo. Wait a minute. Okay. Problem is, she is clocked for a speed lead. Her speed herself is fine, but Guinea is just doing her job better. This is weird, man. Okay. Let's run down the gimmies. Attacks needs to be weird too. Hey, this is already... I would say we're already in pretty good shape in terms of making things look a little bit unorthodox. The problem is, the question to me was, are we getting too out there? Okay, we're getting some reductions. Relax. Fine. Yes, feed me. Of course. Relegate CLS, I guess, actually keeping up his weight and damage. I mean, I was wondering before I went live if there was going to be a call to stun Old Ben instead to stop that ability block. Should have brought Hawks. Man. Relegate Kylo, he has an extra health primary, by the way, too. I was a little bit surprised I could shoot through that. Of course, he has the one character he mods semi-accurately. Not even a crit damage set. Fine, fine. How does relegate Kylo after everything we've done? I thought that, like, maybe Rey would get a little bit annoyed after we got 2 War Ones off. Alright. You win, video game. Is there any reason we're gonna regret CLS? That could make us do something iffy over here. Oh, wait, we've just got a Jedi. Wait a minute. Alright, sure thing. I haven't actually done Kylo versus Rebels before. Is that actually supposed to be a weird or bad matchup? I mean, he's missing an offense cross? Ignore the missing mod, that's for Arena last night. Also, he has this on instead. Pretend... Yeah, he's like 585. We have crit damage on the triangle, health on the cross. To me, I don't know if they just maybe happened to land most of the Han basics were with Kylo at low turn meter. Seals his best option for lone Kylo. Yeah, but that's with Chupia. I figure with Old Ben in the mix instead, like the ability blocks are annoying, which is why I was wondering if we should have stunned him. But yeah, I guess CLS versus Kylo was a thing back in the day, even back before that. But also, like, this is with us on offense doing or stunning Chewie. I don't know. Trying to think. I mean, the mind tricks, reducing our turn meter does make us tankier. The ability block lasting 2 turns. We were on basic for the last 2 turns, so we couldn't do AoE. Yeah, I could see Old Ben being the better stun choice there. Yeah, stun's true anyway. Shows how long it's been for me. I prefer not to lose my Kylo matchups anymore, for the most part. Alright. Yeah, we're probably just gonna have to mirror at this point. This is another question I don't know. So our Han is, like, almost double his speed. But this is a preload. I don't actually know if his Han could go first if he just happens to have high turn meter. Don't actually know the answer to that. I guess not, but also they're just chilling right now. 3 people at 100% right off the bat? Okay. Yeah, fair enough. We got a little bit punished. I saw the no Chupio and just thought that Kylo would have a much easier time than that. So let's see. Got double defense primary, which with high relics is actually going to make him somewhat bulky. Tenacity, check. He has a tenacity set. Speed potency, not really. God, I haven't done Bastila lead against Grievous in so long. Pretty much ever. I always hated this. I always preferred Jedi Knight Revan, given a choice. Also, we don't have Revan Mark, which might make this weird. Also, Yoda's based on speed modding. He's on some really whack mods as well right now. I guess Crit Chance Primary could be worse. But dude is built for either Jedi Master Luke or Padme versus Grievous for speed. I would almost prefer this. I don't like this, but Shakti clones against GG isn't great. Palpatine without Bastila, without Triumvirate either, just sounds frustrating. If I had God mod or Vader mods on, which I opted not to lock in, I mean he's still okay. But we maybe could have brute forced that, maybe could have made that work. Let's just try this. I don't know. Bando? No, I don't have a real Bando team. Bando is kitted specifically only for do I want a handshake? A possible GG coin flip or a B2 coin flip? No, I'm gonna keep message training for Kadamudi here in a minute. He is a Galactic Challenges character. So we just used Battle Meditation. I almost just want to give this to Cam. These belts aren't getting to Cam for a while otherwise, and I want to just... I'm gonna feel this firsthand. Alright, one shot. Nope, no crit. Okay, some signs of life. We'll take that. You are gonna be a slight pain. We don't have Savior to save us. We do have a Bastila turn though. We can go fishing. Well, God. So we could do Master's Training on Bastila, will be the responsible play. Just go fishing for an ability block. Try to stop him from using Nuke. Or we could go for the Cam ballsy play. I really don't think, because Cam's crit chance isn't that amazing. Even with the crit chance up, it's still like going to be like 75% chance to crit at best. Relic 7 Jordica. Whatever. Let's just try some fun stuff. Okay. Big boy pulls it out. How do we try to walk out of here comfortably? Bastila doesn't have her Dispel for a while, so we are just kind of stuck on Magna for the moment, unfortunately. Akashi actually doesn't feel that bad here. Almost. I don't think basic's gonna feel good. Yeah, let's just. Looking a little bit rock steadying. I was really hoping we land that stun. What are you doing? What? Okay. That's not how this matchup usually ends. What's up, Jigabachi? I mean, okay. That is not a Hellstack Grievous. I should lay a disclaimer. That still felt weird. Okay, it's not a health modded Grievous, but he is still cycling or stacking health on his turns, right? Like, what would he have been around there? I didn't actually see the damage number they did. It was a very weird day. He actually has a protection circle. Oh no. Yeah, I mean, so he might have been around 120k-ish by the time he took a decent amount of turns. Stole some stacks from droids. Alright. I really don't know what to expect out of my troopers. Wait, is Jango actually squishier here? Cam should have sold that. The problem is the stacking tenacity, or the stacking potency. Embo represents a little bit of a problem, but I think we could still try it. I don't know, we're just supposed to JTR this. We do totally just have, like, JTR with a bunch of ridiculousness sitting in the wings. Yeah, okay. Are we really just leaving, like, Gideon Vader sitting? We're leaving a lot sitting either way, I guess. What a weird day this has been. What a weird matchup. Sure. We're ridiculously fast here. Haven't really done JTR RH Bros in a while, so I don't really know how much to expect out of them. Should be fine. Let's run this. Troopers. I kind of want to try them, but my troopers aren't the hottest. The thing that I'm concerned about is, like, once we get down to, like, Embo plus Bosk, it's going to take them a hot minute to kill one of them. This should be fine. Also not used to non-Jango lead. Best Inspire, I guess, is JTR, sure. So if we aim over here, pick up an AoE kill, hopefully aim for 2. Not exactly, but close enough. Only downside of Embo being here is we can't fish for AoE crits with the flamethrower. Would expose still work? Not against Embo. Okay. So next fin turn he's gonna get grenade. So we could try to just prime everyone for a good AoE. Keep you brought down. Or we could just kill him in one blow. Also viable. Actually, I wonder, so if the grenade hit would have killed Boba, it's possible that we should have been aiming the assist over here. There's some really, really weird syntax on that. Sometimes, oh god, 3 deaths. Alright, RIP R2's protection. That's just not happening. This here counter. Unless we could end before he takes his next turn and the detonators start blowing, actually. Embo being crit immune makes that pretty unlikely, though. Is it possible that we have time to get back into Illuminated Destiny? I would say almost definitely no, but maybe. Okay. Okay. This is really awkward timing. I was really hoping that Poe was going to go first. If we hopefully kill here, not the most inspired image, but please do it. Okay, we get the 60. I hate playing around detonators at the end there. Like, we had Illuminated Destiny as, like, a late protection option, or we had a Fin Grenade as, like, a 30% protection. I'm glad that R2 didn't get hit. R2 was going to lose almost everything. Should have soloed that. Yeah. I can't believe the one battle. The one relegate that I was like, yeah, this is a solid investment. It falls to old school CLS. Alright. If we go Malevolence up top, we could fish for a buff immunity opener on Spy. That might feel kind of nice. That or we just take it against Houndstooth, but yeah, I think that makes sense. Do we really need anything else? Probably not. So what happened with the drop battle? I took Relegate Kylo against CLS, thinking that lack of Chupia would make it a more favorable matchup. And did not play out, even though he had a lot less damage than CLS usually would. That ended up being the wrong call. So, because it's Sunfac, we actually don't give Vulture Droid the buff. What I usually like to do here is give it to our Sunfac. I guess our Hyena wouldn't actually matter either, but... Alright, Spy. Give me... Okay, good stuff. I don't know what I expected. I should be using my own finalizer at this point. Why do we even have Vulture Droids, Buzz Droids? Sure. Just keep this rolling. We had a missed basic there. Okay, we probably should have taken basic on Soldier first, I think. I forget, I don't remember if Spy stealth off of Soldier. It's been so long since we fought just like plain Geos. Like Rebels? I guess he did hold for offense. I don't know if he thought that I was gonna post my best ships on defense, not knowing. Joke's on him. Lacks the critical information. My ships are just as irrelevant. We could probably just plow and call it, right? If they did something weird like a Millennium Falcon reinforcement, is that gonna feel bad? I don't think it will. I'm throwing Ahsoka in just in case. I'm a coward. Don't worry about it. God, I really wish we had a sandbox. I do think it would have been really interesting to see if stunning Old Ben was the right call there. Chewie would be dishing more damage, but what do I actually want here? We want him. We want to give Houndstooth Terminator. I forget if it's more to aim for him or away. I think it's more away. That's my muscle memory anyway. I was hoping we could beat out the slave one ability block, but I guess not. Oh well. No buff immunity for us just yet. We're gonna bit okay. If we were gonna get ability blocked again on ETA, I was gonna get real sad here. Oh, what's up, Zareth? Is there anything to really even think about at this point? Not really. Alright, this should be, yeah. 65. Some solid banners for ships, but I did ruin the Triple Crown. What a weird day. I like hey, respect to him for posting everything, I guess. I need to message him because I assume that he's just like posting everything he had and then just chilling. He doesn't actually have a CBOH.gg, so I don't even know if that's what he usually does for Grand Arena. I want to see. Like the problem is all of this was a complete waste unless he tries to hit it once. It needs to be there, seated in the match history, for this to have been worth it. Because otherwise, we just threw away some value teams that could have been better banners. Certainly would have loved to have had Watt Vader. Certainly would have had to have J.K. Early. But you know what? Props to Bassel, lead for taking out the offense Grievous. She did do it with the 60. Whether it was in-game stats today, does he ever attack? True. There is... Ooh, wait a minute. Alright, Mr. Tea Leaf Reader. I don't know these values. I completely disregard lifetime, probably more than I should. Actually, one second. Let me... Flying blind right now. Acros. Alright, 272k. Is that just defense? Just based on ratio? It's I do think from his data count that he hasn't been playing the entire time, maybe. That sounds like non-attacking, yeah. It sounds like a little bit more than just pure defense post, though. I don't know. That's hard to say. Maybe, like, maybe he just, like, his opponent, like, he fights against auto post sometimes and then just wins. So that could explain a little bit of a higher lifetime than if he was just only posting and losing. Because the way that I'm trying to think of this is like, okay, so we have like 900 average or 800 average banners for posting, and then, you know, what was our score for today? We had a loss. It's like, let's say 21-30. So 1338 for winning. So we take that. That's a fairly heavy offense tilted ratio, so I would expect it to kind of boil down to that difference, but it feels like he has a little bit more than he should if it was just only defense and inactive. He only always fights 3v3, yeah. The real joy. Yeah, I was a little bit sad too. I thought with I guess he doesn't have OG Mando. I mean, he's got the Relic 7 RS Sing, right? He actually could like run a counter meta team with that. I don't think he's too concerned about counter meta. Well, I don't know. I mean, I feel like Ray could have been annoying against that CLS as well, but probably not. I don't know. Maybe we should have just swapped them. I was kind of coasting on autopilot, just like, haha, Galactic Legends on offense. Funny. Did end up wasting that Kylo battle. Is unfortunate. I mean, our banners were fine regardless. We still did get plenty of 60s and undersize and Geo souls and all that, but not going to be a problem for me later this season because I am not going to have Kylo. This is a solid one-off. I mean, let's see. Who is it? It's going to be the last person that I check. I promise you, this is the same person I just clicked. It really is going to be... Okay, I'm just going to top. We're going to counter this. Nope. That's the person we're fighting. Don't tell me that this is one of those, like, unfinished GL. There we go. Ah, but he doesn't have ults. Ah. So we don't even have a true 4 GL versus 4 mirror this week. Should have taken Savage and Maul with us, okay. Oh god, what's the feat duration on that? I might actually start trying to pay attention to feats again if I'm gonna take leaderboard seriously. 4 days on that. We could chuck that in. We could find a team for Nest. Nest didn't really have a shot today, but 2 more rounds for that. Defeat 12 enemy units with a double-bladed lightsaber, so that would have had to have been Bastila, and the matchup not really happening. We could maybe have tried to have fed B1 to Bastila with that last hit, but that's also easier said than done. Probably Young Kraken? Maybe. But the whole anti-galactic legend thing is weird. Morning from Australia, what did you miss? The worst matchup I've ever seen. Here's a quick refresher. Matchmaking, just taking a solid nap, going MIA. I have no explanation for you how the heck this happens. No, I do. This wasn't just a freak accident. This was just Relic 7 being weighted horrifically and me being stingy about giving them out, I guess. And then, like, again, kind of repeating myself from top of the show, but the Zeta difference. Zetas are the #1 culprit for weird mismatches. So the fact that I have 40 more than them just makes this even more bizarre. Offense wins is only 500 compared to your 1500 could be 1/3 as old as yours. That's a good point. I really don't check. I don't like, to some degree, checking their past performances, because to me, that feels like a way to make unhealthy assumptions. I try to treat every opponent as if they are hyper competent. But, I mean, what you all said so far is completely true. I probably could have gleaned. Like, 0 undersized lifetime, 14 clears total. Yeah, they're probably not attacking. It's true. I know. Yeah, it's like, I think to some degree my approach is better, but to some degree I'm also kind of, there is stuff that I could glean here. Totally could have looked at his season stats and figured out what he might have been doing. That's fair. But I do like assuming that opponents are hyper competent. Right? I try to look for ways that I could lose and play against them rather than wanting to assume like, oh, this guy just sucks at Grand Arena, so I'll just do my thing and be fine, right? I try to look for upset potential. This is why sometimes I'll stress out about rounds, because I could see a way that they could beat me, or at least, you know, clear main. And then being aware of the risks that I would have to take. And sometimes that's actually probably worked against me if I, like, over-stress about that and then start making, like, an irrational choice, or, like, taking a risk based off of that they might not even have known about. I don't know. It's trade-offs. I'm trying to... This is a good thing to keep in mind as well, because I'm trying to round myself out as a player. So this is kind of why, like, today I wanted to try to... This is the first time that I think I've ever actually thought about, like, match history instead of match. And, like, if this stuff goes in, then I think this will be really cool. That being said, though... Giving up Revan. Gas I was fine giving up with just because Gas 501st isn't really a high banner team. Watt was painful, but to me it was just going to be funny to drop the Jedi Arena team in just to freak people out. You missed the loss, what went awry? I thought SLK could take old school CLS with Old Ben, and came up wrong. Specifically also because his modding is bad and he doesn't have Chupio. I'm honestly still a little bit surprised that lost. We didn't really seem to get that much Terminator reduction early on, so we weren't bulking up that much extra. Yeah, I mean, so this is what he was working with. Like, had crit damage, tenacity, like no real damage set, and then on Han, same story. Did have an offense cross, whatever that's worth. Crit avoidance. But yeah, so my mind is just like, my Kylo is like triple outspeeding his Han out of box. It's a almost quadruple speed. Like, obviously they're getting Terminator from possible resists, but in my mind, I thought Kylo would have had a fair shot. I think, actually, let's go look real quick before we wrap it up here. I do want to start reviewing losses a little bit more. I don't know that there's going to be too much to look at here, but I do want to see. Don't know if I was supposed to show that. Probably should have switched screens. Oh, whatever. I'll go look at that after stream. What could possibly have gone wrong there? Yeah. Hey, this is already... Alright, let's zoom out a little bit. Alright, so in my mind, Chewie was the way to go stun-wise. We had the tenacity down already, so Old Ben is pretty teed up to land the Terminator reduction, but also the ability block. Oh, okay, so we get the AoE right off the bat as well. We take it, we grab the Siphon. The offense, the lack of offense cross, him being on health instead just for that extra 12 speed, does end up costing us the Chewie kill here. I don't know if he ever really would have recovered, though, enough for it to matter. That would be the big question. So we are starting to get some Terminator reductions. At this point, we don't have control on Chewie anymore. He's about to cycle. I don't know if this is his first or second turn. So he is. So that actually could be what ended up costing us. The health primary instead of offense was just not enough damage to finish that food. And then, of course, Old Ben dies. They get the Terminator and offense. Chewie is back in the mix, and I think that that pretty much sealed the deal from here. Damn. That Han being slow is actually making it so easy for him to shoot us while we have low Terminator. Like, look at this. Dude is like 117 speed or whatever. I don't remember if it was 170 or 117, but like, if he basics us here, then I think we're chilling. Because we already had started to get some increases, and at this point, we were just about to start hitting critical mass. Man. A couple of factors. I still think that this was actually perfectly winnable. It was just a couple of free combinations that made it just a less orthodox than usual. Like, obviously, you add Chubio to the mix or something, and this is going to be miserable, but I still think I agree with that call. I am kind of regretting that cross now, though. I mean, I think it was... If it lined up that they were getting more reductions on us, then I think that the health cross would have felt great. But it just didn't really line up that way, so we really needed to make sure that Chewie just got finished off before the sun cycled away. Right? The moment that happened, we were pretty much set in stone. Fair enough. A little bit disappointed by that one. Maybe should have just... I don't know. Rey, like, the thing I was worried about with the Whirlwind is they did have some more sources of ability block there. More potential for her to get Terminator juggled or something like that. I was a little bit worried that, like, what if we get stuck Whirlwinding Old Ben first? They get the health reset, and then it's like we have a choice to Whirlwind. We're like 30% health, about to die. It just looked like CLS had a chance to blow her up a little bit more to me than Kylo. Weird situation overall. He had very weird modding. My Kylo had very, well, not that weird. A little bit weird. A little bit weaker damage than usual. It ended up causing more issues than I expected. Good stuff. Alright. I think we're probably good at that point. Hopefully we'll... I guess we're never getting a true spicy matchup this week, unfortunately. I saw the 4GL with hot utils. I don't know that I could see whether or not that they had the... Was it this one? I mean, let's see. DRBSF, Officer chilling up high, that's a little bit weird. Watt chilling up high, Fast Thrawn, eh. Oh, I guess this is going to be a tame first week for the most part. Oh well. I mean, week 1 was always going to have a little bit... Ooh, what is... It's a spicy Zeta you got there, sir. First week is usually the same. Yeah, I just wanted to get up hope. I felt like with my top 65 to top 80, I thought I might be able to pull some stuff. But I guess I am still just in the middle. More than I was hoping. Who knows? Maybe I'll start trying to get some Relic 7s out. This really isn't the time, though. We really need to be hoarding, so... It is what it is. Alright. I need to start raiding more. Let's check on Twitch. I don't know if we have people live, but I can only assume. Right, it's 6:15. Oh god, I can't. Forgot I have Twitch blocked. One more time. This is my illicit Twitch presence. If I have Twitch blocked, so if I want to go on Twitch, I have to go to Edge. We've done Fisk once. Let's do Wolf. Not the biggest raid, but I'm down. Alright, I don't want to count the many Fs. We're just gonna do this. Alright. Thank you all for watching. It was a very bizarre, but I would say memorable week 1, round 1. More so than I've ever had. It's a weird thing. Weird matchup. Unfortunate dropping that Kylo. I'm not exactly proud of that one, but whatever. I made the choices that I made, and I made the mods that I did, and so be it. Thank you all for stopping by. Hope you all have a good rest of your round, and hope to see you next time. Peace out. Oh god, I didn't have the offline button lined up. Huh! Am I hoarding Relegate? Yes.